We're just two friends who love the movies, call each other every morning.
So, Mitch, do you want to do a catch up of what we were discussing?
I guess. I mean, it's very logistical, but basically, a quirk of the show is that, ostensibly, for whatever entertainment value it would have, would include talking about the movies. But so often, the one or the other of us hasn't seen the movie and doesn't want the other person to talk about it. Now, I feel like you feel that way too, but
No,
I
okay,
know
okay, okay.
I'm
Look,
more of a
look.
stick, maybe, but
But here's the thing with that. If you went to go watch Power Ballad, I would not want you to talk about anything involving the plot or anything that happens.
well,
But
look, you're saying
what
you're
I wouldn't mind, no,
like
dude,
different,
dude,
but it's never that simple with you.
but listen, like I would want to know, like, oh, did you like it? Did you enjoy it? How would you
Yeah,
rank it with
I
Carney's previous
feel like
movies?
I've
You
been
know?
more. I feel like I've been more chill about um, spoilers lately, but back I there's certain movies that I'm more.
Okay, so Backrooms definitely is one.
Yeah,
Uh, I
want to go
mean,
in on that one, and
and I'm
I
assuming
trailer.
Ballad, is that another one?
Yes, it is, dude. John Carney's an event. So, did you already see it? Yes or no? I'll guide you through this process.
No, no, I haven't seen it, but I am planning on, like, I may go watch it tomorrow. I was able to grab a couple of tickets for Power Ballad tomorrow,
You
so
know,
it's
it's because it's interesting because you're watching all of the things that are topical too. Like are our you're always like totally up to speed on the movies that are out. And I feel like I give you some leeway. Like I didn't like try to uh, muzzle you on Mandalorian because I have to choose my battles.
I
But
guess you're right. So okay, all right, all right. So Power Ballad,
you can say
Backrooms.
you didn't enjoy it,
So
but I don't want.
wait, you said I can at least say if I enjoyed it or not?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Well,
um,
is there another film? Oh, I just want to be respectful.
I
Is there another film within the next couple months that
Well, I'll
if I
let you
watch
know
it,
when you get to them. Okay.
well, how
I
about
mean, I
Disclosure Day?
oh yeah, Disclosure Day. I don't want to hear anything about.
Not even if
Uh,
I like it or not.
but look, why don't you take a look at our? Yeah, you can say if you liked it or not. But
Okay.
why don't you take a look at our most anticipated list because I think that's going to be a good metric for which ones I'm not wanting to hear about. But like even Obsession, like that one I really want to see, but like I feel like you had like a 25% window on that one to talk about it.
Okay.
So I
So
don't know. I'm feeling out a little bit, and I think a big part of it, honestly, is the fact that I'm not watching trailers. I think it's made me a more less obsessive person about film in general. Um, but so like the excitement that I felt with Backrooms preceded the trailer because I had experience with it prior to the news dropping that there was going to be a film, and so like that kind of like really organic, like because I was telling somebody just today, like I used last year I said 100 times, and this kind of was the red flag for me. I said 100 times last year, probably on air. You can go back and make a drinking game out of it. I would say I have to see that. Dude, what? When you have to see something, it's kind of like a problem. But like now the things that I say that about are fewer and further between, and
okay.
I feel less chaotic in my soul. I feel like
Yeah.
I don't feel like movies have as much control over me as they used to. And you don't want them to have control over you. You want to enjoy them for the art that they are. You
Yeah.
want to the one that's having a conversation with them that you take out into your actual life, and that's when they can like be the most meaningful and the most beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's never a movie where I have to see it where I'm like, oh my gosh. But for me, it's more like, oh man, I really want to see it, and you know what? I'm gonna try to make time to, you know, to check it out. But it's not something where I would, completely change everything in my life to see because I have to see it. I mean, so I'm assuming, and I've already mentioned a few. Are you gonna take the kids to see Toy Story 5?
Oh yeah, dude, did you hear the news? I just heard that Taylor Swift and Jack Antonoff have written an original song for the movie.
Okay, well, I don't really care about that, although I do love Taylor Swift and Jack Antonoff. What I am more worried about, Mitch, is are they cutting out my boy Randy Newman?
Well, it sounds like, dude. It sounds like based
No,
off that.
dude. Wow, dude.
Yeah,
Wow.
I didn't even think about that when I got the news that probably meant that Randy Newman wasn't doing a song for it or a
Yeah.
music for it.
Well, I'm sorry, Mitch. I'm sorry. And it look, based off the trailers and everything like that, right? It does look like it that Jesse is like the primary focus of the movie, which it
Okay.
makes sense that Taylor Swift would make a song because if she's the main character, regardless, how are you going to break tradition by just excluding Randy New? He better at least have one song in this movie, Mitch. I'm
Or
telling
maybe
you.
I mean they may just reuse some of the themes, that some of because he wrote like the score for Toy Story as well, right? Am
Yeah,
I wrong?
I mean, dude, he's Randy Newman is pretty much Toy Story. I mean, he's like
You know what
that.
he won his Oscar for first? It wasn't
What
Toy Story.
what's that?
He won his Oscar for Monsters Inc. So like we're saying he is Toy Story, but he was Pixar, and eventually they broke with him on Pixar because he did the music and for Bugs Life, for Monsters Inc. But eventually they broke with him, and it was okay.
Well,
But
you know
yeah,
what? I guess when you put it that way, Mitch, because he is getting older, and I which maybe he's not where he used to be,
John Wick,
physically.
Star Wars for Mandalorian stuff.
Well, John, there you go. I mean, if I'm not, no, he didn't actually. No,
Exactly.
you know what? I mean,
And
you bring up a good point. You bring up a good point, and I guess. Oh, go ahead.
there's opening credits on Mandalorian too, right? Instead of the opening crawl and the end credits.
Yeah, it's not the typical Star Wars, how they
So,
usually have it.
but I think I if I were in charge, yeah, Randy Newman's butt would be back. But I think this will be interesting. I heard a rumor that Swift was gonna voice Forky's girlfriend or whatever that was introduced at the end of Toy Story 4.
Okay, I mean, I heard the rumor that Taylor Swift was going to be voicing the who is it? The remember in Toy Story 2 the girl Jessie's?
Yeah. Oh,
I heard that she was going to be voicing the older girl, her as an older
that would be kind of interesting. Well, I heard that she was in the Illuminati. Did you hear that one?
dude. I heard that Beyonce and Jay-Z were in the Illuminati.
Well, okay. We're getting
Dude,
somewhere.
we were talking about people getting older. Did you hear the news?
No, scare me.
Well, the one, the only, the great has officially retired. Clint Eastwood.
What do you mean he's officially retired? I didn't hear anything about this.
Yeah,
What?
he officially retired. They
First of all,
announced.
artists cannot officially retire. They say they retired, and then next thing you know, there they are again.
Yeah, they confirmed it at
So he's
96 years old.
more
He is
movies.
retiring.
Who confirmed it? Who's in charge here?
Look
Did Clint?
it up. Look it up.
Is this Hollywood Reporter? What are we talking
No, no,
about?
no, no. They even asked his son, Scott Eastwood.
What did they ask Clint? I mean, he's still alive, right?
Yeah, from what it seems, he's retired. And look, his last movie, I believe it was what, Juror number two? Um, look. it was a good, solid film, and I would rather him go out on a movie like that rather than another movie like the 15th, 17th to Paris or whatever that was called.
I would love that. I would love to get one more 15, 17 to Paris out of him, to be honest with you. Never say die. Clint, if you're listening, don't quit. Get back on the horse, old man. We want to see it.
Dude, it's done.
Dude,
It's done, man. It's done.
dude, what is this? This is completely unsighted night. Everybody, take this with a grain of salt, okay?
Dude, I'm looking it up right now. Look, I'm looking it up to send to you.
Clint saying it, unless you found like a video of him saying, "Look, everybody, I'm hanging up my spurs," then I don't want to hear it. So Clint's retired. Other movie news?
His son, let's see here. Let me send it to you.
Right. Well, look, I mean, I can't really read it on the road, but
No,
like
I know, but I sent it to you. That way you could just have it. But dude, so I know that you and here once again we get into the topic of what I can and cannot speak on. But I'm just gonna just be very vague. So I mentioned it before. Vanessa and I were watching The Bride, right?
right.
Is that
Well, go ahead, Sam. Have your day in the sun. Tell me about The Bride.
I'm just kind of I don't know. It's the definition of a mixed bag because
You
there's
feel like
a lot. Oh, go ahead.
Bonnie,
What's that?
Bonnie riff. Did it feel like that?
It just there's a lot in it that I love. I really love Jesse Buckley, right? There's just a lot of humor in it that surprised me that some of it I liked, some of it I didn't. But it's kind of all over the place, man, and it doesn't really have a good momentum. And I don't know. There's just something about it that I'm very surprised. I'm glad that Warner Brothers kind of took a chance on something that was just kind of not traditional, right? Like it's a little weird. But I mean, everything is there. I just don't think the execution. Um,
Oh, maybe she's still cutting her teeth. So I know Buckley was in The Lost Daughter.
yeah,
Wasn't Skarsgård also in it?
I can't remember. I can't remember.
I feel like he was, but it's cool that she brought Buckley back to work with her again. I honestly though, the reason I will pretty much I want to watch everything that Christian Bale's in. I said it before, I'll say it again. I think he is possibly the best working actor. I was saying that a little before DDL emerged from retirement, but I really love watching him act.
Yeah, I mean he's good in it. I really like the makeup on him. Obviously he's Frankenstein or Frankenstein's monster, you know. It's very good. I don't know, man. There's just something I'm not saying I hate this movie, but I'm also not saying I like this movie.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so I mean, there's that. It's on HBO Max. Whenever you want to see it. Me and Vanessa did start another movie from the writer of Seven uh, and the recent David Fincher The Killer.
Mm,
We started Psycho Killer.
what's
Have you
that?
heard it? Dude, apparently this
Wait,
has been
Buscemi?
no.
Okay, go ahead.
This just came out. It has a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes,
Oh boy.
and apparently he had wrote this back in 2007, I believe.
Wow.
So it's been in kind of like like the movie was going to get made, but it ended up not make. They ended up not making it, but then it was going to get made, and so anyways, it stars the chick from Barbarian, the main one. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, what's her
Uh,
name?
Georgina
Yeah.
something, Campbell or something, I think. But anyways, dude, so basically her and her husband are police officers,
Uh-huh.
and her husband, and this is it says it in the synopsis, there's not, in the trailer, her husband ends up getting killed by this serial killer while
Oh,
he pulls him over on the highway, and she is trying to find this serial killer while he is, just causing chaos, finding, whoever he comes across. And apparently he is part of a he's like a, what's the word, like he believes in like a, like the demonic rituals or whatever.
mm,
Very very long legs, like, right.
yeah.
um
Cool.
what were you saying?
I like the premise.
Well, yeah, dude, so I'm 40 minutes into the movie, right? So Vanessa and I are 40 minutes into the movie. Obviously I can't speak on what I haven't seen, right? But I'm enjoying it as a B movie, and I'm just kind of confused as the 9%.
Yeah, you never know.
Um,
Water.
there you go. Like I don't know how the second half of it. Um, I don't know how the quality is there. I do know that it is under 90 minutes, which I like. I think you and me both enjoy a short film.
Oh, sure.
So we'll see how it goes, man. I mean, did you watch anything?
Yeah, this is kind of strange, but when Oscar season is ramping up, I'm picking the movies, okay? That's just the way it is. But prior to that, we alternate picks. But the way it goes is there's a long season, like the month or so, sometimes 2 months leading up to Oscars and lists. It's like I've got the lineup kind of in stone. And so
Yeah.
that pattern goes away where we alternate. And then there's a month off for me. And then when I get back, you know, it's not it's not set in stone, but it's like because I've coming off a month, a lot of times it's just me picking stuff for a while. I don't know if she just like, you know, hands it over to me because she knows I'm excited to be back.
It's
So
like an unspoken
exactly. But
thing that y'all
finally,
have, yeah.
at last, it's kind of just naturally, organically moved back into alternating. And so, after long last, Lori had a nice pick, and what she picked was like a PBS or BBC adaptation of Northanger Abbey, Jane Austen's novel.
Okay.
It had Felicity Jones
Okay.
and Carey Mulligan in it.
Wow. Young.
Yeah, like yeah, earlier in their career, before that, and like, dude, I don't know, like when you
Yeah.
watch these old CS adaptations, classic literature, and they
Yeah.
have like kind of like TV movie feel, and like you can tell they're on sets, and like they've got a costume budget, and there's something so comforting about it though. I really enjoyed watching this with Lori, I guess, because she was enjoying it, and it was like an aquarium, and it was like so calming and peaceful, and there were actors you knew, but like it wasn't about them, it's just
Yeah.
back when they were cutting their teeth and kind of in service to the story, and I just enjoyed it, man. That's all I can say about it. I don't know. I mean, have you seen a lot of Jane Austen or Bronte like period adaptations like that?
Dude, I freaking love period films like that. Just to name a couple, Pride and Prejudice, obviously the one with Keira Knightley, I love that movie. Uh,
Colin Firth,
eh,
A&E version. Always. That's what I grew up watching. My mom's favorite thing ever.
oh, for me, it's the Keira Knightley one. I love Love and Friendship with Kate Beckinsale.
I
That's a period
yeah,
film.
because I remember you talking about it when it came out and talking really highly of it. But also, I realized it's by Whit Stillman, and he's the guy that does Metropolitan, which is a movie I talked to you about earlier on the
Oh
podcast.
yeah, yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah,
When
that's
I just noticed that it was by him, and I've always wanted to see it because you like praised it, and it's got like 100% on Rotten Tomato. But the minute I saw it was him, I was like, okay, that's shortlisted. I definitely am moving that up.
dude, I think that's one that even Lori would probably like. That would be a pick of hers.
I think
Dude, it's just so funny. I mean, it's just so it's such a breezy film. Like I know period films kind of get a lot of negative feedback because people think that they're boring, they're slow,
I
but
can't think of one that I saw that I really just hated sitting through, to be honest.
yeah, I mean, I love Love and Friendship. I mean, that's yeah, that's a great one.
But I think
Um,
that's a script too. I don't even think that's an adaptation, which usually they're adaptations from that. I don't know if it's the Victorian era or whatever. I shouldn't speak out of pocket, but from that time, authors from that time, they're adapting.
well, I was gonna mention. So, have you ever heard of the Nutty Putty cave incident?
I don't think so, man. That's a new one on me. The Nutty
So,
Putty.
yeah, it's an unfortunate story of what happened. This guy, he went back home to Utah from I think Virginia. He went back home for Thanksgiving with his wife and his daughter, which she was like one, I think. And so they get there, and his brother, his younger brother, they used to go cave, uh, obviously to go in caves and just explore, right? And
Yeah.
so him and his younger brother, they end up doing that, right? They haven't seen each other in a while. And he ends up getting, and you can look all this up of how they map it how he ended up getting stuck. But he ends up getting stuck. They do whatever they can to try to free him, right? It's impossible. They're unable to free him, and unfortunately, he ends up passing away. They've
That's all.
they've blocked off the cave, so in memoriam of him, right?
Yeah.
So he unfortunately he is still down there, but this is a story that I've always been interested in, and recently I saw a short documentary on YouTube, which is just completely riveting. I mean, I'll try to find it and send it to you.
Yeah.
It's really great. But I showed it to Vanessa, and of course, it got her interested in the real life story, and so she ended up finding the movie. They ended up
Oh,
making a movie, and it's called The Last Descent, right? Mitch, and it's unfortunate because this is a real life event, right? And I'm sure their heart and souls were in this movie trying to make it. But this is one of those movies. Remember in the meal days, whenever we'd put on a movie and just kind of like sit back and just kind of, you
laugh
know,
at it.
laugh at it. This is one of those movies.
Okay.
Which is sad because it's a very powerful and sad story. But this is a movie where if I were a film teacher, I would probably put it on to kind of show this is not what you should do. Like you're in, for example, you're in the cave with him, and I can't tell you how many times they do a quick shot cut here, right?
Oh,
Like it's just completely unnecessary. It's distracting to the point where even Vanessa, who knows nothing of filmmaking, was like, "Why are they doing that?" Like
dude,
she,
one time I pointed out in a movie we were watching to Lori, I was like, man, the shot length is like super short here. And she was cussing me after that, dude. She's like, why did you tell me that? I was not even noticing that. Now I can't stop saying like cut, 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 cut.
was it like one of those cheaper movies?
I wish I could remember the exact movie, but I think it was like just sort of like a Netflix flop or something.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, that's too bad, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so we ended up watching only and that's another thing we looked at the time. and it was barely halfway through, and we thought we had watched already like 2.5 hours. Uh, because
Uh,
what? Because I feel like people think to keep audience's attention, they need to be very frenetic, right? They need to be camera moving here,
but
cut
you've
here,
got
cut.
stuck in one place the whole time, right?
What's
That's
that?
kind of you've got a character that's stuck in the same place the whole movie, right?
Well, not through the whole. Well, not through the whole movie. They kind of go the route of 127 hours, where he's in and out of conscience, and he's kind of thinking
Oh,
about his life. And well, look, 127 hours is a better version of this movie, I will say, and thankfully that movie has a more positive outcome. But yeah, I was just, uh, it was very disappointing.
because there's a cave situation in, is it, how do you say it? Laos,
They
right now.
they got out, man. They got out. I think,
I thought
yeah,
they got one of them, but they got them all.
they got all of them. But I do think that unless something was updated, there were still maybe one or two that were missing. But they
So they
got
didn't.
they got the majority of them out. That's what I meant.
That's not as good of news as the getting all of them. Well, I hope they get that. I know there was like five, and they got one out, and then two were missing. I guess they had all separated at some point because when they first noticed them in there, they were all together, I think. Well,
Yeah,
anyways, there's two more in there that they're man. The guys in the from the story, the 13 Live story, they were in there for 18 days,
wow.
but they managed to get them supplies at some point in that.
Yeah,
So, uh,
wow. Well, Mitch,
hopefully,
Vanessa just arrived. I'm gonna have to go in, but we'll talk more a little bit later, man.
okay, man. Have a good one.
All right, see you.